A Neville Goddard affirmation method so powerful it literally gave me results in one day. Like I literally hit 200,000 plus views on one of my reels on Facebook in just one day. That reel is now it has now crossed 600,000 views. Another one of my reels already using the same method went to 500,000 plus views. I have signed clients with this. I have taken myself out of really sticky situations with this method, and so have a lot of Neville's students. So if you want to manifest your desires quickly, then this is one method that you should definitely try, and we will dive into it today. So what is the method? The method is literally Neville Goddard's Isn't It Wonderful affirmation method. This is the play on how you affirm, a slight tweaking on your affirmation method that can give you amazing results really quickly, as you saw in my case. And today I will be sharing success stories from my own personal life using this method and one amazing inspirational story from Neville students. So if you're ready, let's dive in. But don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I am Neha Kumar and my mission is to help all of you become masters at manifesting your dream life. So let's dive in. Neville Goddard's Isn't It Wonderful method is literally you adding the words Isn't It Wonderful in front of your affirmation. So, whatever affirmations you're already using, whether you're robotically affirming or you are just, affirming randomly or for a stint of 10-15 minutes, whatever it is that you are using, however you are affirming, all you have to do is just add the words Isn't It Wonderful in front of your affirmations and see what it does. This method, you can literally use it for all your affirmations. So, for example, let me give you some examples on how to use it. So, let's say you are trying to manifest money. All you have to do is say, Isn't it wonderful that I'm now making $1,000 a day? Or whatever amount of money that you are trying to manifest. Or let's say you are trying to manifest your specific person. So you can say, Isn't it wonderful that me and my SP are now in a committed relationship? Isn't it wonderful that I'm now at my dream job? Isn't it wonderful that I'm now at my dream college? So, whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, simply add the words, Isn't it wonderful in front of your affirmations, and that is the method. The reason why this works so powerfully is because Isn't it wonderful turns your affirmation into a question. And this question, Isn't it wonderful that I now have what I want, literally is going to start activating your frontal brain, which is the problem solving bit of your life. And this is the brain part, the frontal lobe that solves things in your life. So when you use the words, Isn't it wonderful that I now already have what I want? Your brain, your conscious and subconscious mind are now going to start working towards giving you what you want. This frontal brain's only job is to solve your queries, solve your problems. So, whatever problem you give to your brain, whether it be positive or negative, it's going to solve it. So, this is the reason why, negative. I'll go on a little bit of a tangent here so that you understand how powerful this method is. But this is the reason why negative things manifest so quickly, because most of the time we are questioning, oh, why is this happening to me? Oh, why is everything so difficult for me? Why can't I just make money? Why am I so stupid? You see, all of these things are questions you're asking yourself, and your poor frontal lobe is only doing its job. That is giving you evidence by answering your question. So every single time you say something negative, oh, why is this happening to me? All your brain hears is, why is this happening to them? So this must happen to them because you are affirming it, right? So you start creating a negative reality because you ask those questions negatively. So we are tweaking it, and instead of we are starting, I'm sorry, instead we are starting to ask positive questions. So isn't it wonderful that my dream reality is already my reality? And now your frontal lobe is getting positive questions to which it will give you positive answers, meaning it will give you your dream reality, whatever it is that you are trying to manifest, you will get it. This is why this method is so powerful. And now let me share some success stories. First of all, the Neville success story. So in one of Neville's books, you will find this story. And what happens is there's this lady who comes to Neville and she needs a lot of things, okay? She needs a lot of things. She needs money to pay her bills. She needs a home to stay. She needs a car to travel. I mean, her life is a complete mess. and she needs a lot of resources really quickly, because when you have rent, it's due, you have bills, they are due, and you don't want to be in trouble, right? So, uh, literally, she needed a lot of things. And she literally goes on to affirm, isn't it wonderful that everything in my life is now perfect, in perfect order? And she literally goes to bed affirming this. She visualizes, because Neville used to teach a lot of visualization, right? I also love visualization, by the way, but I also love affirming and scripting. I mean, all these three methods work wonders. So, whatever you fancy, whatever feels good and easy for you, use that method. But in this success story, the lady would affirm as well as visualize having everything in perfect order. And guess what happened? Miraculously, she gets the money, things start sorting out for her. I think the real story was that somebody literally sends her a payment of a huge amount of money that fixes all of her problems. Some money that was stuck for decades, and she had no idea that she, was actually owning this money, but that money comes to her. Everything sorts itself out just by affirming and visualizing. Isn't it wonderful? Everything is now in perfect order. That's how powerful this is. Literally, you don't have to do anything. Close your eyes, affirm, visualize if you can. That's what I like to do, and works wonders. My personal success stories are that my Facebook tarot readings, right? Some of them would go viral, but they never literally went viral, meaning hitting a huge amount of views. And I was like, okay, let's change it. So one day before posting a reel, I literally said, wouldn't it be like, isn't it wonderful that um, my reel is like hitting 200,000 views in just one day? Like, wouldn't that be amazing? And guess what happened? I think in about 22 to 23 hours, I had literally hit 200,000 views, and then now it's at 600,000 plus views. It's like my most viewed piece of content. It literally got me so many new followers. I got monetized. I mean, I have been monetized, but it brought a lot of money in for that month. And I had literally had my biggest monetization month on Facebook because of this affirmation. That was one of my success stories. Another one was, isn't it wonderful that I now have a new client, and I literally got the idea of a new course, a new coaching course, and got new clients, right? So it works powerfully. What I like to do also is that after affirming for I mean, I just keep affirming throughout the day, but I also am very, very big on visualization. So every single day I spend about 10 to 15 minutes visualizing my dream life as well. So that's how I was using it. With this affirmation, all I did was, isn't it wonderful that I now have a reel that's hitting 200,000 views? After saying this affirmation, closed my eyes, saw that number on that reel, and allowed myself to feel good about it, let it go. So I literally did it just once for like a couple of minutes, affirming it once or twice, and then closing my eyes, feeling it, and it literally happened the very next day. So this is how you can use this method. Now let me give you some things, some tips that can help you get results quicker. And one of the most important tips is having a good mental diet. Listen, guys, the reason why manifestation methods don't work for you is that you affirm or maybe script or visualize for like 10-15 minutes, and then throughout the day you are reacting to the 3D, you are complaining, you are thinking negatively. So, this is not going to work, right? Because ultimately, your dominant vibration or your dominant thoughts manifest, right? That's what we've learned. That's what we know. That your dominant vibration or your dominant thoughts, because thoughts create your vibration, right? So your dominant thoughts are creating your dominant personality or your dominant personal reality, and that's what's going to manifest. So when you affirm or script or visualize for 10 to 15 minutes, or you do sats at night, one thing that you cannot do is spend the rest of the day complaining and being negative. So if you can control this aspect, like not being overly negative, just calm down, good mental diet, don't react to the 3D because you know it's a hologram, like it's been online, multiple coaches have been talking about it for so long. You know that your reality is literally your internal world. manifested. So your internal thoughts, your internal reality is manifested. That's your 3D, right? So stop giving so much attention to the 3D. Instead, go inwards, keep affirming, robotically affirming, visualizing when you can. Scripting, I love scripting because especially if you're having a really hard time, right? So just script, write it down. It will help you focus, write down your dream life and use this affirmation method and see the magic. So thank you so much for joining me here today. This was the Neville's Method. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you've not subscribed yet. Like this video, share it, comment Master Manifestor because you all are Master Manifestors. If you want to join my 30-day manifestation challenge, or if you would like to join, I'm recently creating this wonderful new 30-day self-concept challenge. So if you want to join my self-concept challenge, check the description box for all the details where you can join it, how you can join it, and I'll see you there. If you want to book personal coaching, by the way, one-on-one coaching, check the description box again for the details of contacting me, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.